How's it going, everyone? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another virtual description. Today we are going to talk about my really cool 1965 Chevrolet C10. This is a truck that I bought from a gentleman out of California. He purchased the truck back in 2019 and then did pretty much everything front to back over the next couple of years. He basically went through everything outside of taking the body off of the frame, so it's not a frame off restoration, but pretty much a body up. They did everything to it, and we have a folder of over $40,000 worth of receipts for everything that was done to the truck. The driveline that's in it is a non-original 350, runs extremely well, has a mild little cam, it sounds good going down the road, it has plenty of power. It is backed by a turbo 350 3-speed automatic transmission. I would personally swap the transmission out for a 700R4 or change the gear that's in the 12 bolt to make it a little bit more highway friendly, because it currently is kind of wrapped out at 60 miles an hour. It still drives down the road great, but it does have some gear in the rear end, so you do have a couple options there, either doing an overdrive transmission or maybe swapping the gear out in the rear end, or even doing both, or doing none. It's all personal preference because the truck does drive excellent. It does have power steering, and it does have an upgraded power front disc brake on it. It is a wheelwood disc brake. It's lowered with drop spindles and then a lowering spring in the rear, so all of that stuff basically looks brand new. And then you do have an aftermarket vintage AC setup on it, and the air is really nice and cold and produces a great volume of AC as well as heat if you kick it over to the heat. On your exhaust, you have a nice set of headers, dual exhaust. It is a Flowmaster muffler, and then you do have full tailpipes. The truck sounds awesome going down the road. It's not too terribly loud. You can have a conversation with the person sitting next to you. Take a look at my test drive video. It is going to be posted on my website, pcclassiccars.com. I'll dive into more of the mechanical stuff during that video, but again, truck drives awesome and is really ironed out mechanically. On my Does It Work section, a really short list of things not working. It's really actually down to one item. The washer sprayers for the fluid, for the wipers, aren't doing anything. Everything else, the rest of your lights, the gauges, the horn, all that stuff works. A note on the horn, it's not off the steering wheel. There is a button mounted up underneath the dash that you push for the horn button. But again, the only item that I really have listed as a no would be those sprayers for the fluid on the wipers. During my inspection, my normal pre-inspection I do for every vehicle, we check for leaks, we check for bushing wear, shocks, all that good stuff. Everything checked out awesome on this truck. No current leaks. I can't guarantee that you won't have a little drip at some point, but right now it is nice and dry under there. All the suspension, again, all that stuff looks basically new. Steering components the same way. Everything checks out great with nothing needing anything that needs repair or anything that needs to be addressed. On your paint quality is very nice. Whoever did it was a professional. They did an awesome job. Excuse me. They did an awesome job. The two-tone red and black looks awesome. You do have a snap bed cover in the back. Paint is really nice on the truck. It's got a few small flaws on the lower portions of the fenders and a few on the lower portion of the cab corners. Nothing that's jumping out at me, just again a few small flaws, but looking down the sides of the truck, the flat portions of the hood, and again just the overall quality of the paint is really nice on it, and it shows well. The bed wood is a little bit older. You could restain it. There is a bed mat in there. I'm just kind of nitpicking, but overall the cosmetics front to back do show nice. It's got a brand new set of 17-inch wheels on it. The gray wheels, I think, give it a really cool look with the red and black two-tone. All the trim, again, looks like it's in great shape as well. On your interior, basically a brand new interior front to back. You have a redone bench seat. You have aftermarket Dolphin gauges. You have an aftermarket tilt column, an aftermarket JVC stereo. Really no issues for the interior, and everything shows great. On the engine bay, you have all of your aftermarket upgrades. You have the aluminum radiator, the aluminum overflow. You have a well put together engine bay kind of front to back, and it was all done with a purpose and looks like it was all done at the same time. The headers are in great shape. There are a few little scuffs on the lower portions of the headers from either hitting a curb or scraping on a curb or a speed bump, but that's, again, a nitpicky thing. The engine bay altogether shows awesome. On the underneath, it's, again, not a frame-off restoration, but it still is a really clean and a very nice pickup. No current rust issues. The inner rockers, the bottom of the cab, all that stuff shows great. The frame's nice. It is a true short bed pickup. Nothing's been shortened. It has been lowered with drop spindles and then the lowering springs in the rear. Like I mentioned before in this video, all that stuff shows brand new, and everything on the bottom side is in really great shape. Overall, it is an excellent driving truck. The guy that we got it from spent tons of money on it. If you add up the receipts, it's over $40,000 plus the addition of him buying the truck. So he was in the truck pretty deep when we bought it from him. Just a well put together truck, and everything shows great kind of front to back. The only thing that I would really do, again, is maybe add a overdrive transmission to have that little bit of a highway gear, or change the gear in the rear end. But outside of that, there's nothing for me to really nitpick. I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch this video. I would suggest watching the test drive video along with my checking out the additional informations tab. That is going to be on my website, pcclassiccars.com. I'll catch you guys on the next virtual description, and thanks again for watching.